Shalom, this is Kapaya, aka Pops out of GMS Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakodash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send up honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly, the scriptures, rightly dividing the prophecies, and their actions. On the planet and the people, I send salutations to the hopeful elect. I hope this is edifying to the Aquaf that's listening sincerely and charity. Keep doing so, but for the scorn and scoff of reprobate to their Israelites, 17 other nations. Destruction is closer than what you think. So with that, I'm just going to try to get to it. Got this Catholic Christian Bible bullshit going on again about a single man antichrist shit showing up and all this other kind of stuff. And that's not scriptural on a couple different levels. Okay? It's not what the scriptures say. So let's go to the scriptures. See if it's going to let me do this without kicking itself out. But sometimes my phone wants to act stupid, and I have to do this a couple times to warm it up, which I had to do this time around. But like I said, I guess it's warmed up mode and realize, okay, he's getting ready to do another sit down, so let him do it. This is Matthew's 24, verse 5 and 6. As you can see, this is in red. So, actually, I'm going to start at 4. And Yahushua said, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, which is what this guy is trying to do. For many shall come in my name saying, so he thinks he's a preacher. Okay, he thinks he's a preacher. For many shall come in my name saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Okay? But the point being in verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Okay? Saying that they the Christ. So this guy is trying to say that there's one person that's going to show up being the Antichrist, but the Lord is saying there's going to be many that's going to show up. And anybody that's saying that they is Yahweh Shai and it's absolutely not him is an Antichrist. Okay? Because either you're gathering or you're scattering. And if you're speaking anything that's against his word, then you're scattering. Okay? Many shall come. Many shall come. Okay? Proclaiming to be him or whatever. So this guy is saying that, okay, well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's an antichrist, a totally person that's opposite. But if you're saying that there's one person that's going to show up, then you're saying that's opposite. And I'm going to go with this scripture to prove just that point. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians. I have to move this around a little bit. 2 Thessalonians 2. And start at verse 3. I can read this almost pretty much down to the end of the chapter. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now you gotta remember, this is being written in code. This is being written to the people in Thessalonica at that time. And they can't come out and just speak against the Romans at that time, which was the system that was in place. Okay, the Roman system, which was in place, which this America system that we're in now is the second. This is the beast who was wounded but was healed. This is that second coming of that Roman Empire. So it's here now. Okay. Let's say that man of sedition, first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That goes back to Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Okay? So this man exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Now in Isaiah the 14th chapter, who would that be? Starting about verse 12. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now remember now, this guy saying that there's many antichrists. Okay, Lucifer just means light bearer. Okay, so that doesn't have to be pertaining to one person. This is one person that's got a certain knowledge. We're light bearers on the right hand side. Lucifer, or the ones that deal on the left hand side, would be those Illuminati on the left hand side. That's not one person. Okay, you got elite banking families that makes up that ruling class on the left hand side, and they know that their time is short and it's going down. So, him thinking that there's going to be one guy that's going to show up, not so. The inventor of an RFID chip actually gave a small speech that I listened to, where he was saying there was no man in a red suit and a pitchfork that showed up there. He said it was about 100 of us, or 101 of us, few females, a lot of guys that developed this technology. Okay, he said that literally. You can Google this, or you can actually find it on YouTube. And he broke down what it is that they did, and the power sources that they tried to come up with, and the whole deal. And now he thinks that that the Lord done revealed it to him, and so now he's doing a favor by trying to tell people, this some years ago, what it is that he figured out. Not understanding all he's doing is fulfilling, I think that's Psalm 64 and 8. He's telling what happened. Okay, the pawn that he was. Okay, but now back to this. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars. Let's go back to 12 again and start over. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? How did he do that? He first was the only people that dropped an atomic bomb, which scared the whole world on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Then he turned around with NATO and Yugoslavia and did those bombing runs, and NATO showed the world that they was a power that you did not want to go up against. But now these other nations, but this scripture is showing how to fall into the ground. 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Who did that? Wasn't that these Edomites? That was these Edomites, starting with Russia, and then America actually telling the lie that they landed on the moon itself. Because nobody's been able to go past the Van Allen belt. No human has ever been able to go past the Van Allen belt. So to go up there and say you went past the Van Allen belt is a lie in itself. But they had to exalt themselves above themselves. So this was an Edomite needing to make himself come off as having been better than another group of Edomites. Esau against Esau. You know what that scripture say about that? A kingdom divided, surely it won't stand. Okay? When they was accusing Yahweh Shai of casting out demons, but he was of the devil himself. Okay? All right? Back to 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. That's U.S. sitting on the top of NATO, the EU, being the head nation in charge of it. Okay? Like I said, that Yugoslavian bomb run and all those other things they was doing. 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay? So that whole space race, now the space program, now the having that that space station in outer space and all that is all this. But who does this? It's definitely not Jake. It's definitely not the so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. So who's got a space station out there in space like that? And who's the first ones to go out there and put it up there like that? That would be these Edomites. So that's this scripture being fulfilled. So now when we go back to Thessalonians 2, so that's just when we go back to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, that no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except they come up falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. Okay? Let's keep reading. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know that withholding that he might be revealed in his time, for the mystery of the iniquity doth already work. So he's telling y'all already know who this is. Y'all know who this is that's opposing us and oppressing us, and the man of perdition is. Y'all know who this is. But I'm writing it to you in code so you can but you know who this is. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. The Romans. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So now, the Lord that controls everything is letting this man be in power. Okay? He's letting him be in power because Yahweh Shai has died, came back, showed himself to his disciples, granted them powers and abilities and things of this nature. But it still, obviously, it's not time for this Roman to be taken out of power yet. It's basically what the scripture is breaking down. Okay? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's happening right now. Okay, that's happening right now through the men of GMS that's bringing this truth out 100% uncut, unfiltered. As I used to say, uncut, unfiltered, not watered down. The good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, and breaking it down correctly. You know, with One West having been the jump off point through Abba Bivens, you know, picking up and taking on with King Marshall and all them, and now our apostles and elders, Apostle Tahar, Gabar, Rakar, Ramlab, and so on, and the elders. Okay, so this is what this is. Being taken down. How? Through the word of mouth. Okay? Back to 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So who is the Lord's mouthpiece? His prophets. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. What is that brightness? The light that's being shined in the dark spots that this Edomite used to hide in. The left side Illuminati. Their biggest trick was to have that knowledge, but to hide themselves so nobody knew that they was there. Okay. 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. You know, Project Blue Beam, you know, even the 9/11, you know, planes crashing into what, doing what, how, and these types of things. Aircraft don't run through buildings. Aircraft don't come all the way through a building to come out on the other side. And if you look at those pictures real slow, you can see that. The structure of an airplane isn't set up to have that kind of uh, 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 rigidness, crash worthiness of that magnitude. Okay, the subframe is designed so that when you put the skin on top of it, it can withstand the speed of the of air, the pressure that air creates, and then the actual cabin itself is pressurized so it don't crumple. I'm not dealing with simple physics when it comes to this stuff. Okay, but now let's go back to this. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness, deception. That is this man's motto. That is this man's operate. This is what he operates under. Okay? Deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. So now, what was the lie? That this man landed on the moon? That that foreign nationalists took planes and ran them into uh, World Trade Center towers and all this? This is all that. They believed a lie. That they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. This Edomite has pleasure in unrighteousness. Okay? And now you've got this guy pushing, and I'm saying this guy. Let me give you a quick look. Give you a quick look. Let me go in here real quick. See if I can get this to pop up real quick. Nope, not that. This here. Yeah, and it's time for me to get out again. That's right. Okay. But this guy, the arrival, everything is about to change. This guy, Apostle Taha put a video up on this guy. So if y'all want to go look at Apostle Taha's video, and this is what it is. Okay? So I'm going to pull up out of there, pull up out of here, and go back to where I was at. Come on. So now let me go back down here to 8. Uh, For this cause, okay, 12, and that they might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. These Edomites know who we are. The elites do. But their pleasure is the fact that, okay, we're gonna keep them going off on all kinds of levels. We go put pork in some of everything, even stuff that there's no reason for there to be pork on no level in, and keep them going the fuck off. And keeping them going off is gonna keep them from their power. We're gonna not let them know who they are, and all these things. They took pleasure in this. They took pleasure in this, pursuant to that Revelation 11 or so. But they took pleasure in all of this. Let me see what that is. Hold on 1 second. Let me check that. I want to see if that's the right chapter I just quoted. Okay. Yeah, Revelations 11 and 10. That they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall sing gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Right, so yeah, they took pleasure in that. Okay. 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved at the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. So you see, he's going to spit all that fucking nonsense, but he's not going to be able to pull the elect out of this. Okay? But this is the deception that the world has got to go through. Okay? So the a one man antichrist thing, that's a fucking lie. Okay? That's a fucking lie. Okay? Period. Let me go through this. Why? Because this earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and this is his job. Okay? This is his job to be able to do just that, to take the people and deceive them. And most of them is going to go hand and foot, because that's what it is. The earth is given into Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the face of the judges thereof. Now the Lord gets rhetorical and sarcastic. If not, where and who is he? I'm telling you who he is. You say he's not, then who is he then? Okay? Because, like I said, the Lord deals in nations. He doesn't deal with individuals. He deals in nations. So back, like it said in Isaiah, the 14th chapter, at the 12th verse, okay, 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. See, this is back up at 12 is Lucifer, right? So I'm down here 14. Yet thou shalt be brought down to the hell of the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Now, I was talking about Lucifer up here at 12, but now we're breaking it down into a man. But it ain't just one man, it's a nation of people. Why? Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay? So all these Edomites are lumped in that sum. Even though you got the elites, which is actually pulling the strings, but the strings that they're pulling are being pulled by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua on them. Okay? They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, 16, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? Yeah, they shook the kingdom, they shook the world up with their military might, okay? That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. We still here. Scripture says that if you steal a man and he be found in your possession, he shall surely be put to death. Oops. So we still here. You took the apple of the Lord's eye, his children, misused them, mistreated them, and these types of things as their punishment, which was his thing. You was his whooping stick, but now you go pay a punishment for being his whooping stick. You was designed to be that, Esau. Okay? You was designed to be that. Manifest destiny. Now you got to pay the cost for it. To have that fatness and live that lusciously, there was a price to pay. But the price was your destruction. But you didn't think that you was going to be there. Why am I going to be punished for doing the job I was designed to do? Because that was your job, to do that and be punished. That was the end part of your job. Okay. He deals with nations of people. Let's go to 64 of the same book. 63 of this book. Who is this coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Who is this that come from Edom dyed with dyed garments from Basra? That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's talking about Yahweh Shai. So when he said, I'm not going to meet you as a man, and now they got all these space invasion movies, they speaking of Yahweh Shai. The imagery is all there. Go to Ezekiel, the first chapter, started about the 4th verse, and see if that doesn't line up with all these invasion movies and how these spaceships come out of the clouds. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat. You're going to stump grapes out. I have tried, what he said, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemer is come. Yahweh Shai is coming back with destruction. This beast system that's in place worldwide under this Edomite, Job 9 and 24, which is these elite banking families and this, that, and the other, but the whole world is caught up in the middle of it. He's coming back and stomp it all out. The man that's out here doing the work is hoping to be part of the ground force that's going to get a chance to get it in with him. That Antichrist is this system. That mark of the beast is the RFID chip. Scriptures bear that out. Let's go back. This beast system has been put in place. Let's go to Revelation 13 and 1 real quick. And I stood upon the sands of the seas and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's the EU. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. Okay, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Okay. Look at all of this. There's a couple different things being called out in that second scripture. You got a leopard, right? Let's go to Daniel. Daniel 7 and 6. Let's look this through. Daniel 7:6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. That's speaking of Alexander the Great. The 4 heads and dominion was given to it is his 4 generals. And after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful, terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residual with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. That's the Roman Empire. I considered the horns, and behold, there came among them little horns, before whom these. I could break all this down, but like I said, it really doesn't matter for you Edomites, and the elect is not going to be pulled from it. Okay? But I'm going to show you something, just so you can see it. I'm going to show it to you in my Bible. I'm going to see, because this. Let me show you what it says in my own Bible. Let me go to Daniel real quick and show it to you. So you can see this. Chapter 7, Daniel. After this beheld, and lo, another like a lion, which had upon the back of it 4 wings. See it? And it's dated. The Roman Empire, Alexander, the Roman Empire, the 10 kings, and the little horns. Excuse me. Got some clothes. I did some washing last night. So this guy is speaking and don't know Bible prophecy, basically in a nutshell, right? In a nutshell, this guy is talking and don't know Bible prophecy. Let me see. You there? Okay. Well, my picture done locked up again, so it is what it is. So I'm going to end on that note, showing that, like I said, this guy doesn't know prophecy. He doesn't know how to break the scriptures down or any of these other things. So that's why I said the elect should be able to see that. And if you've been following the teachings of GMS, under the apostles and elders, you shouldn't be duped by that. Okay? And that's 15 minutes right there. So I know that this one ran long and I don't talk too much. So on that note, I'm going to end this right here. Sending all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. Again, double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, declaring war on the planet. Actually, declaring the scriptures and the interactions on the planet, people, and the planet itself. Salutations. Hopefully, hope this is edifying. Aqua, keep listening. It's going to call for Bay 230 Israelites, 17 other nations. It's closer than what you think. With that, Shalom.